He wouldn't like me going out with work colleagues. If I didn't get the housework done, he would ridicule me.
It's about controlling every movement of that person's life.
It's like a really slow tap dripping. The more you try and push back against that person's rules, the more dangerous it became for you.
Domestic abuse isn't necessarily about physical violence, it's about that power and control.
We're calling this woman Amelia. She wants you to see her face, hear her voice, and listen to her story for the first time. But identifying her would put her in danger.
He would tell me that I was useless, and then I started to believe it.
She says for years her partner subjected her to coercive and controlling behaviour.
Unfortunately, there was one day I wasn't able to get the tea on the table at the right time, and that was probably the worst night of my life.
Just looking at you now, I can see it's still so raw for you.
Yeah.
Are you able to talk about it?
He just completely lost it. Started beating me, punching me to the stomach. My daughter was screaming hysterically. He grabbed me by the throat. Everything went black. And the next thing I remember is waking up on the kitchen floor.
I think there's many men, women and children out there who are experiencing coercive control.
Samantha Billingham is a survivor of this controlling abuse and now supports others.
Perpetrators, whether male or female, are very, very clever. So they don't necessarily only control the survivor, they also control the professionals as well, including social workers.
Amelia left her partner, but she claims the controlling abuse and trauma had a huge impact on their children, and she desperately needed help.
I wasn't listened to. He'd fed the social workers with lies. He'd charmed them.
When she turned to children's services, she felt she was being blamed.
I was called a bad mum several times. I was put through so much.
Social workers knowing the warning signs of coercive control, what difference would that have made to your family?
Services that are supposed to help probably caused our family more trauma. I don't blame the social workers. I blame the system that they work for. I blame the training provided to them.
Amelia has shown us written evidence of abuse allegations made to authorities.
Safe practice in how...
In Birmingham, these social workers are getting focused training.
Let's not take what's just on the surface that we can see. Let's ask questions.
Make the wrong call and they know there can be serious consequences.
Am I saying something that's going to trigger this person? Is it going to increase the risk when I've gone to the mother and the child? I'm always constantly worried about that.
If I get it wrong as a professional, a woman might die. She might be killed by her partner, by the abuser.
How would you describe the training that you had in terms of coercive control when you were at uni?
I think it was very poor. I remember having one lecture on domestic abuse and it was very quick, 1 hour.
I've had pretty much no mention of coercive control during my training.
It makes up a huge amount of your workload, right? How much would you say?
Probably 90–95% of our work is based on.
Yeah. Almost every case has an underlying issue of domestic abuse.
They also gave us a 34-page PowerPoint.
We asked universities for evidence of how they taught coercive control to social work students.
There's one slide which talks about coercive control. This is it.
Oh my God.
It's a picture of a man and a woman in a passionate embrace.
This is absolutely giving the wrong signal.
Samantha Billingham agreed to look at our Freedom of Information request findings.
It's around a third of universities don't provide specific training on coercive and controlling behaviour. What's your response to this? I can tell a bit by your face.
I think it's really dangerous and really shocking that we're not talking about coercive control when we're talking about domestic abuse. That's what should be at the forefront of social workers' minds when they're going into these homes.
Social Work England, the regulator which inspects these courses, says they meet professional standards for safe practice and they're preparing new guidance on coercive control.
My dream was to become an artist. I obviously lost that dream because of the relationship I fell into. I'm slowly building myself back up.
Improved understanding of coercive control could save many more lives.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Well done.
It is something I will never be able to get over. but I can try and bring change so that that injustice isn't done to another family.